Tippa Irie with Hello Darling, and I'm delighted to say he joins us on the show. How's it going?
I'm okay, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, very good. I mean, I think we should start there, actually. About that song. How did that all come about?
Well, that happened in 1986, mate. And basically, I was in the studio recording my album, Is It Really Happening to Me? And I was doing this song called It's Good to Have the Feeling You're the Best. And while there was a break in the song, I started to sing, hello, darling, hello, good looking. And the producer said, what's that, Tip? I said, oh, it's just this idea that I thought of when I was outside a nightclub, because I was sitting in the sound system van and this beautiful girl walked by and I said, hello, darling. And she went, hello, good looking. And that's how the idea came about. So he told me to go home and write the lyrics, so I did. And then the rest is history. You know, it went straight up into #1 in the reggae charts and number 20 into the pop charts. So it was a blessing for me.
Great, yeah. I mean, it must have been a fantastic time.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I was on top of the pops with Samantha Fox and Paul Young and people like that. So for me, as a young guy, you know, black guy from Brixton, actually making it on TV at that time as well was a feat, because obviously there wasn't many black people on TV in general at that time. So for the family and for the community, it was a big thing. So my family were very proud of me.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. And all these years later, you got a new album out. I believe it's called Living the Dream, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. It's called Living the Dream. It's out. It got released last year. It's doing pretty well, ticking over nicely. Getting a good response from it. My next single off of the album is called One in a Million, but I'm really excited about it. It's got Peter Honeygale on there, who's a lovers rock singer. It's got General Levy from incredible fame, jungle artist, reggae artist, dancehall DJ, and then you've got some up-and-coming artists like Sapphire, Sanai Tafari, J.B. Baker, and a guy called Raf The Message, who's actually my son on one of the tracks as well.
Oh, nice. It's good that you keep it in the family.
Yeah, well, you have to. He's a talented MC, so why not? You have to push your own.
And has the music business changed a lot since the 80s?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously I prefer... Well, I wouldn't say that I prefer it. It's a lot easier now with the internet and stuff like that. But, I mean, the sales have gone of your product. Back in the day, we would, the vinyl, when vinyl was around, I mean, it's still around, but, back then in the 80s when, records were basically on vinyl, we sold a lot more units within the reggae world, do you know what I mean? And on just in general. But now, obviously, times have changed and the CDs came in. It wasn't too bad then because we could sell CDs. But now the downloads have come in. I think it's taken away about a third of our industry, basically. Because now, you're not really making money. You're not really making records unless you're really in the mainstream, like the mainstream artists like Ed Sheeran, or you're on, the other huge stations like BBC and Capital and all these people, you're not really seeing that much return from downloads, unless you're getting played on these major stations. So it's mainly people make money from publishing, PRS, trying to get your product played on these legal stations, and concerts and shows. That's where I make the majority of my funds. Basically, it's off of my gigs. I mean, I've always done gigs, but now it's like you're really making your album to promote yourself so that you can get shows, and that's where you generate a lot of your funds.
So that's where it's changed the most, really, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I would say so. I mean, it's good and bad. In there's good and there's bad points about it. But you know, when a third of your income is gone, it's not easy for a lot of artists out there unless you cross over and get into the pop charts.
Yeah, and I don't think everybody realises how much money it is to record an album. I mean, it can be very expensive.
Yeah, that's right. It's very expensive, you know, because I mean, the money that I've spent on my album, you know, I'm not going to probably make it back off of sales. I'll probably make it back off of the shows that it's going to get me, because obviously I'm still performing live with some shows I do with my band, some shows I do a PA with my DJ, sometimes I play out as a DJ, you know, so you have to be versatile like me. I can DJ in a club, I can play live with my band, and I can do a, you know, sound system set, you know, but mainly, obviously now I enjoy more just performing with my band, but occasionally people book me, to play at parties and stuff like that, and I love music, so I do it. So you generate funds off of those three kind of things, and plus we have a thing called dub plate that we do. As an artist like Tippa Irie, I get a lot of sound systems from all over the world wanting me to say it's good to have the feeling their sound is the best. You know what I mean? So I earn revenue from my dub plates also. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, trying to use your initiative to generate income for, you know, with your craft basically, and that's what I try to do, and it's working for me. I've been doing it for 35 years, so I guess
it must be working. Yeah. No, I mean, it's great. I mean, so you can continue to do what you love. I mean, it must be fantastic.
No, it is, and you know, I have to. That's why I guess the album's called "Living the Dream." You know, because it's basically I am living my dream. I tour all over the world. You know, I mean, last year I went to China and India and Thailand and, you know, and all in lots of places in Asia, and then, you know, you do a bit in America, and, you know, obviously, you know, this year I'm going to Germany to do Reggae Jam in Rosenbrook in Germany. And so the music is still taking me all over the world, you know, so I have to give thanks for that.
Yeah, people still love reggae, don't they, all over the world?
All over the world. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's, I mean, in a way, it's like, you know, it's sad that over here, if you listen to mainstream radio or whatever, it's still seen as a novelty, whereby it's not played, you know, on the main stations, if you like, day in, day out.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
an indie tune.
Yeah.
You know, there's different genres.
I agree with you, because with reggae, it's always on a genre show like mine. So with the Reggae Hour or David Rodigan, but it's never on mainstream radio, when it really should be, especially in the summer.
Right, because it's mainstream music. Because at the end of the day, you know, if you look at festivals like Boomtown Fair, they have like the Lion's Den stage, for instance. And there's thousands of, you know, if you have artists like Damian Marley or Madness or UB40 or, you know, artists from Jamaica like Jimmy Cliff and all these huge artists, the majority of their music is reggae music. And there's as much people that will go to see a ska show. You've got people like the Skints, you know, that are playing reggae, ska. You've got all these kind of groups that are out there, and they're young white kids playing reggae, ska music, you know what I mean? And they've got a big following, and there's all these groups, Gentlemen's Dub Club, you know, all these kind of bands, you know, that are out there. And then there's a huge scene in California with groups like Slightly Stupid, you've got Soulja, you've got the all these kind of bands that are playing reggae music, and they've got huge followings. They play in arenas, and they headline festivals. If you've got artists from Jamaica like Chronix, Protege, Kabaka Pyramid, all this new generation of roots artists, you've got Californian bands that are headlining over the top artists that come out of Jamaica. Do you know what I mean? So the music is still vibrant. It's still huge all over the world, and it needs to be played just like indie, just like rock, just like jungle, just like, you know, any other pop, any other kind of genre, R&B, whatever, hip-hop, you know, reggae should be played exactly the same.
Well, that's what we do here. We champion reggae music, that's for sure.
That's good. Well, that's a blessing. Thank you for having me, man.
No problem. So before you go, we're going to play your latest single, One in a Million, from the album Living the Dream. What can you tell us about this song?
Well, it's a love song. You know, it's just basically a love song I wrote about a beautiful lady, you know, and yeah, she was just basically one in a million. So I just decided to write a song about her.
That's great. Thanks a lot for joining us, Tippa.
Thank you, my brother, and thank you for having me. You know, I appreciate it, man. If anybody wants to link me up, they can do so at tippairie.com.
And you're also on Twitter, aren't you?
Yeah, you can follow me at Tippa Irie 7665. That's at Tippa Irie 7665. I'm also on the Facebook, but if they want to find out anything about what I'm up to, where I'm playing, anything like that, I've got a couple of gigs coming up. I've got one in Catford on the 17th of February. I'm playing in Hitchin in March, and I'm playing at the Royal Festival Hall with David Rodigan on the 2nd of March. But they can go to my website, tippairie.com, just check on dates, and they can see where I'm playing.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot for joining us.
No problem. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.